keeping up with the motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure. Here we are with the remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students. Music is common among all these great personalities, and he is not the odd man out. Albert Einstein, a Nobel Prize winner, developer of the theory of relativity, and a musician. Yes, you heard it right. In his own words, if I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician. I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. I get most joy in my life out of music. TVM welcomes you all, dear students, for English Prose Profile of Albert Einstein, physicist, field of science physics, world famous theory proposed, mass and energy are interchangeable. Awards Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921. He had learning disability in childhood. Few books written by him. Ideas and Opinions, The World as I See It, The Evolution of Physics. So we are going to start with the chapter 3.2, The Night I Met Einstein, written by the famous writer Jerome Weidman. He was an American playwright and a novelist. The Night I Met Einstein is a beautiful story that offers a lesson in life and music from the most brilliant mind in the world, that is Albert Einstein. Many of us do not know him to be a creative mind and a music lover. The story really captures the persona of Einstein, who was an amateur violinist, and shows us to help and address the problems facing classical music. The narrator, that is Jerome Weidman, has penned down his experience about how he learned to appreciate music because of Einstein. The Night I Met Einstein revolves around the experience of the narrator John Weidman. On the occasion, he met a very famous personality, and after that, his life was changed. He mentions about the time he was very young and he was invited to dine to have dinner at the house of a philanthropist, a person who engages in work of welfare. And after a wonderful dinner, they were taken to a large drawing room by the hostess and where chairs were being arranged. And later, the hostess informed them that the chairs were being arranged for a concert, that is, performance of music by singers, and that they were going to listen to a very good pianist, that's someone who plays the piano, a musical instrument. Though everyone else was very happy, the narrator was not. And the reason was he did not understand classical music. Classical music is kind of music which is composed by musicians who are trained in the art of writing music, that is, composing music, and is written down in music notation so that other musicians can play it, and generally wordings are not there. Classical music. And he thought he was tone deaf. He believed that he was unable to hear the difference between high and low notes of music, as it was going to be a classical music concert. So he sat down so that he would not seem impolite and waited for the concert to begin. So this is what he did. In order to not to seem impolite, he waited and he sat down for the concert. But he did not pay attention to the music after it started. And the reason is he believed that he was unable to hear the difference between the notes high and the low notes of music, as he considered himself to be as tone deaf. And after a while, he heard everyone clapping, and then he realized that the concert was over. Just then, he heard a gentle but firm voice. And what did that gentle and firm voice said? You are fond of Bach. Okay, so this was the question that was asked by a gentle and firm voice to the narrator, whether he was fond of Bach. Bach was a German composer. Now the questions are: what was the entertainment arranged for by the hostess? Concert of a pianist. And what was the writer's reaction to classical music? He did not pay attention, thinking he was tone deaf. And then the narrator says that he knew as much about Bach as he knew about nuclear physics. It means that he did not know anything about Bach. He neither knew anything about Bach nor did he know anything about nuclear physics. And as he was going to reply, so that he could get out of the situation, and he turned in order to answer and looked at the person who asked this question. What did he see? He saw a very famous face. Again, a description. Previously, we had a description of the voice of this personality, that is, firm voice, and then gentle voice, and then the face, description of the face, that it turned out to be a famous face, and then the description of the appearance. It was someone with a shock of white hair and a pipe, that is, mass thick of white hair and with a pipe. So these are the descriptions of the famous face that asked the writer or the narrator a question and he had to answer, but he could not answer the ordinary in the ordinary way, and he had to think of his answer. According to the narrator, he knew that he must tell this man the truth. He could not give any answer, any random answer to this man. And the person looked at him as if his answer was very important to him. That famous personality seemed to be concerned about the answer of the narrator. And what did he answer? That he did not know anything about Bach. He said that he had never heard any of his music. To this, that face looked surprised, and he asked a question whether the narrator had never heard of Bach in surprise. And he made it sound, according to the narrator, as he asked the question whether he had never heard of Bach, he made it sound as if he heard from the narrator that he had never taken a bath. What does it mean? That, according to that famous face, knowing Bach was as essential as taking bath. And he was surprised because the narrator did not know Bach. And then the narrator added that he would have liked to understand music so that he could understand Bach. So he said, whatever was the reason, because he did not understand music, he could not understand Bach. And he said that he was not able to, and he 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 said that he was tone deaf. That is, he was not able to perceive differences of musical pitch accurately. Now the questions: who has the following terms been used for? Gentle and firm voice, famous face, with a shock of white hair and a pipe, old man. And this old man was Albert Einstein. The famous face with white hair, gentle and firm voice. And this old man got up and he asked the narrator to go up with him. But the narrator remained seated, and that is when he requested him again to go up with him. And that is when the narrator followed him, and he was taken to a room. That room had a gramophone in it, that is, a machine for playing recorded music. And Einstein asked the narrator what kind of music did he like. And the narrator answered that he liked songs that had words and the kind of music where he could follow the tune. So basically, he liked music with words and tunes that he understood. And Einstein smiled and nodded, and he was obviously pleased with the answer of the narrator. And then he asked whether the narrator could give him an example of such music. And the narrator told him that he liked anything by Bing Crosby. Bing Crosby was an American singer, comedian, and an actor. At once, the narrator could hear Bing Crosby's voice in the room, filling the room. And then he was asked that could he tell Einstein what did he just hear? And according to the narrator, the simple answer seemed to him was to sing the lines back. Now, what do you learn from Einstein's treatment of the young man? That Einstein was concerned for the young man and wanted to prove to him that he was not tone deaf. As far as listening is concerned, what difference do you notice between the writer and Einstein? The writer was not able to understand music even though he wanted to, as he thought he was tone deaf. Einstein, on the other hand, loved listening to all kind of music like classical, pop, and jazz. So, the simplest answer for the narrator seemed to sing those lines back, and that is why he sang those lines back to Einstein. Einstein smiled and declared that the narrator was not tone deaf. And then the narrator told him that it was because one of his favorite songs, something that he had heard hundred of times, and that is why he was able to sing those lines back. And that did not prove he was not tone deaf. Nonsense, Einstein said, and added that it proved everything. And then he compared music to maths, and he asked the narrator whether he remembered the first arithmetic lesson taught in school. And then he added that suppose at very first contact of yours with numbers, you are ordered with your teacher to work out a problem in a long division or fraction, could you have done it? And the narrator answered, no, of course not. Not possible. Without learning numbers, solving division or fraction problem, it is not possible at all. Exactly, said Einstein. Music is like learning maths. You have to learn addition and subtraction in order to do the advanced calculations, that is, multiplication and division. Stating that, he declared that he was going to play something a little more advanced. That is, after playing Crosby, he was going to play a little more advanced. And it was John McCormack singing the trumpeter. And the narrator was ordered by Einstein to sing that back. Do you think the comparison between music and arithmetic was a good one? If yes, in what ways? Yes, be it music or arithmetic, we have to start from the basic level and gradually we reach to the highest. This is how the understanding develops. And that is why it was a good one, the comparison between music and arithmetic. How did Einstein help the narrator appreciate music? by comparing learning mathematics to understanding music. In both the process, we need to start with the basic to master the advanced version. And they went on from level to higher level until Einstein was playing just music without words, classical music. And the writer was amazed that Einstein, the great man, was paying complete attention to him so that he could learn something new. And it is very natural for anyone to be surprised and amazed. And so the narrator was. It was as if he was the most important person in the world of Einstein. Suddenly, Einstein got up and turned off the gramophone. And he said, "Now, young man, we are ready to listen to Bach." And that is what Einstein declared after playing music from basic level to higher and higher level until they could listen to, especially the narrator could listen to music without words, and he declared that they were ready to listen to Bach. And they went down and sat in the hall, and Einstein asked him to allow himself to listen. And he added, "That was all there is to it." And the narrator says after that he had heard that piece of music many times, but he was never alone. He was sitting beside a small man. Small man, another description for Einstein, with a shock of untidy hair and a pipe in the mouth. He has eyes that are unusually warm. Another description. And when the concert ended, the narrator, too, was able to clap sincerely, unlike the first time. And the hostess, she went towards them and both stood up. The hostess was sorry to Dr. Einstein, and she said that she was sorry that he missed so much of the concert. Einstein replied that he was sorry too, and he added that his young friend and he were engaged in the greatest activity of which a human being is capable. To this, the hostess looked puzzled, and she said, "Really?" and asked, "What was that?" "The greatest activity?" Einstein smiled and put his arm across the shoulders of the narrator, Jerome Weidman, and said, "It is opening up the frontiers of beauty." That is, opening up the boundaries, the limits of beauty. And which beauty does he talk about? He talks about beauty of music. So what did Einstein do for the narrator? He opened up the limits of the beauty of music. As the narrator believed that he was tone deaf, he could not understand classical music, Einstein made effort to make him realize that he could understand classical music. And this is the greatness of Einstein. What does the last line tell you about Einstein? It tells how concerned Einstein was for the writer. This famous and great man paid complete attention to the writer as if he was the most important person for him. Einstein teaches us to be humble no matter who we are and to treat everyone we meet as someone special. English workshop questions. Degrees of comparison. Insert the appropriate expression choosing from those given after each sentence. We already have completed degrees of comparison. So I expect you all to solve these answers. I am not dash my friend, and the options are here. So you have to write the correct answer. Yes, the answers are highlighted, students, but then you try to apply your learning as well. You have to write the correct degree in the blank space. And another question is change the degree of comparison as directed and rewrite without changing the meaning. The answers are included here. Take the screenshot and write these questions along with the answers in your notebook. Now, this is a vocabulary term that we came across in this text, a word chain. What is a word chain? It consists of words of a certain category, okay, but not necessary all time it will be of certain category that begin with the letter that the previous word has ended with. A word chain, okay, is chain of words where a word starts with the last letter of the previous word. Prepare a word chain. It is a textual question. See, it has been shown through arrow, and there is no any specific category asked in the question. So any word, okay, any part of speech we can write. So pianist, it ends with the letter T. That is why the next word starts with the letter T, which is table, and it ends with E. So the next word starts with an E end. Next word with D, danger, then river, rich, heavy, yellow, and white. So it could also be like prepare a word chain of nouns. So you have to see that you write only noun. If it is word chain of adjectives, you have to be careful of writing only adjectives. Similarly, it could be of verbs, adverbs, etc. Next question, pick out words that refer to the following: a musical performance in public, concert, a lady who invites and looks after guests, hostess, a device used to play recorded music, gramophone, one who is poor at deciphering musical notes, tone deaf, boundaries or limits of a field, frontiers. Again, you take screenshot and write in the notebook. So the famous personalities we came across and we knew about in the text, apart from the narrator and the famous personality himself, Albert Einstein, that is Bing Crosby, Bach, and McCormick. All musicians famous, as Einstein was an amateur violinist. In his own words, I know that the most joy in my life has come to me from my violin. Humility is the value we learned from this text from Einstein. Einstein was once asked how it felt to be the smartest man alive, and his reply was, I don't know, you'll have to ask Nikola Tesla. See the greatness of this man, Albert Einstein. He didn't consider himself to be the smartest man. Thank you, students.